Hey dudes, I'm back again. I'm back right after I just made another video. I have the same shirt on. I have things to do. I have things to do this weekend and tomorrow. So I wanted to crank out some of these videos. I have received a limited number of questions and comments and wanted to do some more FaceTiming, if you will. Why did I make a YouTube channel? Why are you doing this, man? Let's attack that at the moment. I'm still jet lagged, and I just watched my rambling jet lag travel update video. So again, God bless you if you got through that. I'll try to stay focused with this one. I'm already not. Why did you make a YouTube channel? You're so late to the game. Why didn't you do this in 2005, where now you would have had a decade to get subscribers and views? And I was late to the YouTube game in general. I'm older than I look. So to answer it broadly, I made a YouTube channel, number one, because I'm a fan of YouTube. I started crushing YouTube, and at a certain point, I'm the kind of guy, like, I used to crush novels, and then you break the ceiling, and then I wrote a novel. I used to crush podcasts, and then I was a co-host of a podcast. I became a YouTube fan, and then you reach a point and you go, why, I can do this too. Why the hell not? Ultimately, the unexamined life is not worth living, and the unlived life perhaps is not worth examining. Those are two things that have always been a part of who I am. So number one, I'm a fan of YouTube, and I wanted to join the party. And to that earlier point I just made, number two, I was a bit of an experiment in, is it even possible to generate passive income? I knew I wasn't going to be so naive to think that I would get, it's now been a couple months, and I've just eclipsed 100 subscribers. I've just eclipsed 2,000 views. But would it be possible, 3, 6, 9 months down the road, even if it was $10 or $20, using AdSense and the ad revenue that can be generated by YouTube? I think we're going to see that go away, because everyone is diving in. Everyone like me is so late to the table, and they want to get a piece. And I was never exactly a trendsetter. But to that point, how about that? Number three, I'd say, right, well, number one, I'm a fan. Number two, why the hell not? Can people really make money off of this? I was curious. So far, no, you can't. And if you're unaware, YouTube will not start paying you until your channel gets 10,000 views. So initially, I told myself before the trip started, well, I'll make 100 videos, because if I can get 100 views on each 100 videos, that would get me the 10,000 views that I need to then be monetized as a channel. And just getting those initial 10,000 views is a monster. As I said, I've made 65 videos, and no one gives a shit about my videos. So I only have maybe 2,000 views. I need 5 times that, even to make 1 cent on YouTube. And the big time YouTubers, they... with millions and millions of subscribers, that each of their videos then, by virtue of that, get millions of views. I need a haircut. The YouTube, I want to say 1 million views is 2,000 US in revenue. So if one video gets 5 million views, that person's making $10,000. And if they have hundreds of videos, they're making 6 figures, million, they're making a ton of money. So the big ones, as I said, the people that have been there for 10 years. And I am a fan. I'm a fan of YouTube, like I mentioned. The inspiration that I received personally to come to Vietnam, I'm in Saigon, by the way. That's Saigon behind me. Kyle Lay, Yavato Kim, and Alex Stevenson from Ninja Teacher. Those 3 guys directly impacted me. They all get thousands of views and have thousands of subscribers. The guys I like to consume the most, if you're wondering, since we're on the topic, sort of, Cinemassacre, which is James. His last name escapes me, but they do like James and Mike Mondays. He does tons of cool pop culture stuff. I love pop culture, like movies and comics and video games. Mostly it's focused on video games and retro gaming, which I'm a fan of, because I'm nostalgic for that. He does the Angry Video Game Nerd, which each of those episodes will instantly get millions and millions of views. Anyway, Cinemassacre, Comics Explained, Emergency Awesome, and Toy Galaxy, Dan Larson, again, nostalgia. He does like cool action figure stuff. He's a guy that's my age, and G.I. Joe and Marvel, and I just a flight of fancy to see that stuff. I don't collect action figures per se, not to the extent that guys in that world do, but I get a kick out of it. So really, like, inspired by those three: Kyle Lay, Alex Stevenson, Yavato Kim, and then I consume the 4 YouTube channels that I mentioned: Cinemassacre, Emergency Awesome, Comics Explained, and Toy Galaxy. So anyway, I have spent the last 10 years with teenagers for the most part in a professional context. I'm a teacher, right? So I was teaching seniors in high school for the last 7 years, which means that I was interacting with young people every day who consume even more YouTube than I did. And I was directly inspired this past school year by 3 of my students: Chelsea Gomez, who has a wonderful YouTube channel, Damien, who's Damyan, D-O-M-Y-O-N, Damyan. He's a really good musician. Like, he produces hip hop, rap. I don't know how to define it anymore because it's so amorphous as a genre. He has badass music that inspired me, and he posts it on YouTube. He's mostly SoundCloud, but he's a participant on YouTube. And then another young man who, it totally escapes me. It's like District 69 or something like this. Anyway, I had 3 students like, yo man, kind of gassing me up and giving me the idea, and I'd bounce it off of them and like, yeah man, yo man, you should do that while you're gone on the trip. So I did that. So that was a big reason too, right? So I'm a fan of YouTube. I was curious about how you could maybe generate money from it, learning about that. And then of course, as I said, challenged by students. And also using it as a tool as a teacher. I've yet to really do that on this channel, but teachers that use YouTube channels or podcasts, for instance, you're able to then use what's called a flipped classroom. So if I were to record my lesson on YouTube, that could be what the student potentially like uses for homework, instead of me lecturing to students 6 or 7 times a day. When that's part of what made me exhausted as a teacher, is the monotony, the repetition. You go on stage for 90 minutes or 45 minutes at a time. You exhaust yourself, you flip the script, you double back over the script, and then the bell rings and suddenly you got to straighten up and do it all over again and over and over again. So for me, like, using it as a tool, I can make a video once, and then each class period could watch it over and over again, which can save my voice and my mind from losing both. So it's about work production and time management, and can I freeze a lesson in time that a student could literally freeze and go back and watch again or reference. So YouTube is a teaching tool for those districts that don't block it, which is a pain in the ass because it is such a wonderful tool, especially in an English classroom, right? And my focus was on literature and composition, so being able to like watch a video that explains a poem, or watch a poetry reading, or watch other student projects on YouTube. Like YouTube, obviously, I don't have to tell you this. I don't have to tell you this if you're watching it. It's an incredible resource. So using it as a tool in my classroom, that's a part of the deal too, right? And then last, why did I make a YouTube channel? Yes, I am I'm a millennial. I'm the oldest millennial. I would argue it's the window from 18 to 35, which is what made teaching high school the last few years so much fun, because I'm on the other end and they're on the other end, right? So when I'm 35 years old teaching an 18-year-old, we still are a shared sociological labeled generation, whatever that means to you or to anyone else. But regardless, yes, I am an entitled, self-obsessed millennial, and a tourist to boot, so extra vain. And yeah, sure, why not? It's a why the hell not kind of a thing. And it's also, again, to my point, the Descartes quote, right? The unexamined life is not worth living. I think that's Descartes. I don't know. But that's it, right? And it's just sort of a digital marketing lesson to my students and former students, right? You brand yourself 360 degrees online, and there are certain ethical, entry points with what comes with that. But you can see, you go to teachertravels.net, I've got a blog. You can link to the YouTube channel. You can Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I drew the line in the sand at Snapchat when I was, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whenever Snapchat dropped. I drew the line because you can only do so much on that phone, right? You're texting, you're emailing, you're answering phone calls, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It was too much. No more social media. But you get the idea. It was digital branding as a lesson that then sort of became a part of my life. So that's why I made a YouTube channel. It's been 10 minutes. Thanks for listening. You're a wonderful, patient person, and you are a saint sent from heaven for watching this. I'm a fan of YouTube, passive income exploration, inspired and challenged by students, using it as a tool in the classroom, and also obviously just as a travelogue and recording, and I'm a vain millennial, right? All those reasons, that's why I decided to make a YouTube channel. Thank you for asking me, and peace, I'm out of here.